and he is sucking my face off. Like, I am not kidding, guys. He is, like, sucking it off to the point, like, my lips are swollen and crooked. Hey, guys, welcome back to Monday Scaries, where I publicly share private drama. If you're new here, welcome. If you come here often, welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, guys, my videos keep getting me in trouble. I posted my last episode, obviously. Anyways, the Satanist did not like that. Somebody sent that to him. He didn't like it. I was getting beef, honestly, and I didn't like it. I wasn't okay with it at all. So, guys, stop sending my videos to people, because this is now the second time it's happened. But on the bright side, I did make up with one of my friends who he, like, totally ruined our friendship. So, I'm really happy about that. Really, really happy about that. Anyways, I was reminiscing. My last episode made me reminisce a little bit further on some stupid things I have experienced over the years regarding men, before I got blessed with Chad. Thanks, Chad, for changing my life. So we're going to do something I'm going to call Stupid Stories About Stupid Men, okay? Where I debrief stupid stories that have happened to me because of stupid men, but it's okay because now I have lived to tell the tale. We're gonna jump right into it, but I first want to say, sorry, ignore the glare in my glasses. I'm out of contacts, so I've been wearing my glasses because I'm waiting for 1-800 contacts to send me my contacts. And if it's a little ghetto in here, I really apologize, but I really wanted to talk to you, so we're here. Ignore the ghetto-ness of my lights. Without any further ado, we're gonna start. We're going to start back in, what was the year? 2020. Yeah, 2020. Perfect, 5 years ago. Doesn't seem like 5 years ago. It feels like yesterday. I was in high school. I did a half online, half in-person program where I went to school to take dance classes and a business class because I love money. And I love dancing. And then everything else was online. On Wednesdays, I had to go in person for my online school and, be social, make sure nobody was gonna, off themselves and make friends. So that's what I would do. When one day I met this guy, we're gonna call him Low Gangster because his name has to do with that, and you could probably catch on and figure out what his name is. But I always called him Low Gangster, so that's what we're gonna call him today. He was a new student. He came halfway through the year, and let me just tell you, all the girls were obsessed with him, which was pretty much every single girl in the school, because we were really outnumbered. There were so many girls and not very many guys at all. Like, at all. So everybody wanted him, and I was chopped. I was chopped as heck. My eyebrows were big. I used to wear this big poof on my head. Hadn't quite figured out how to style my natural hair, let alone let it grow. So I was just like a confused little thing. Braces, lost in the sauce. But you know what I had? The audacity. So Low Gangster starts talking to one of my friends, Kira. I loved Kira, so I'm really sorry that I did this to you. Actually, we just recently reconnected, and I'm really happy about that. Hi, Kira, if you're watching. Love you. So he starts talking to Kira. I think he was talking to another girl before that, but I don't know, because it wasn't my drama yet. I wanted it to be my drama, but it wasn't. So they start talking, and then he totally messes Kira over. But we weren't, like, super close yet, so I don't know. Anyways, I had a crush on Low Gangster. I was like, I want a piece of that. He was getting passed around the school, and I was like, I want a turn. Everybody, give me a turn now. He was tall. Now that I think about it, he wasn't that tall. To me, at the time, he was tall, okay? He was mysterious in the fact that he was a new student. And I thought he was fine shit. But soon after, I was like, oh, you're not fine shit. I was just confused because we have no boys in this school. Literally none. Like 4. So he got put in our group. We had groups at the school. I don't know what that meant, why we were devised by these groups, but we were the it group, okay? The group I was in was the it group, and he got put into the it group. So it was very lucky for him. But the other guys in the group did not like him. Probably because he was crazy, and they could probably tell, but I could not tell. And nobody else could tell. Nobody else could tell at all. So Low Gangster gets to this group, and he's like, hey guys, my name's Low Gangster, and I just moved here from Walla Walla, Washington. I was in rehab since I was in 6th grade, and I just got out of rehab, and now my parents are making me go to this school. And I was like, perfect. I need a piece of that. Why were you in rehab? Pass me all the damage. I want it all right now on a plate. Give it to me now. So yeah, that didn't happen because, again, he got passed around by everybody before I even got a chance. But when it was my time to shine, it was my time. So we're texting as friends. He's complaining to me about some other girl who supposedly cheated on him. I'm complaining to him about my imaginary boyfriend. Actually, I'm complaining to him about the guy that I'm about to talk about after the gangster, okay? And anyways, we began to become friends very quickly. He comes to me for advice. I come to him for advice. But I know in the back of my head, I low-key want a piece of that, like on the low. Which is why I'm not okay with men having friends. Because I know how people can be, you know? Why do you have friends? Why? He said he was in rehab for doing a little bit of snow blow, you know, about an 8-ball of it every single day at the age of 13. So his parents sent him to one of those wilderness camps. I'm sure you've heard about those wilderness camps. It's like one of those camps that Paris Hilton got sent to. But at the time, I did not know that those things even existed, like, at all. I had no idea. So I'm like, that's weird. But he had pictures somehow to show for. So I was like, okay, I believe you. And just the craziest stuff. And Low Gangster, I would like to add, looked way older than all of us. I'm like 15 at the time. I think he was older too. I think he was 17 actually, but he was in my grade because, again, this like forest camp rehab thing, they had him messed up education-wise. Like, he was a little bit behind. But that's okay. We don't judge, you know, no child left behind. He starts opening up to me about this and about his snow blow addiction, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then, you know, we're just continuing our friendship, and he tells me, yeah, by the way, like, when I was in rehab with Jacob Sartorius' brother. I don't know if Jacob Sartorius has a brother. I cannot make this up, because it's 2020 at this point. Jacob Sartorius fell off in, like, 2016, 2017? I was like, okay, so clearly he has gone to rehab for, like, freaking however many years, 3 years, because nobody remembers Jacob Sartorius or is thinking about him. And he is just, like, obsessed. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is a lie. Maybe he wasn't in rehab with Jacob Sartorius' brother, or maybe he was. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not going to judge. I'm just going to ignore that. Cool for you. Slay. Okay? Anyways, we keep talking. And eventually, I confess my love to Low Gangster. I'm like, listen, you're having relationship difficulties. I'm having relationship difficulties. Why don't you and I just, like, put 2 and 2 together and, you know, I don't know, figure it out together? And he's like, yes, perfect. Love that idea. The moment I confess that I kind of have a slight crush on this man, he starts calling me babe, baby, total switch. It threw me off, through a loop. Like, I'm literally not kidding. I was like, I kind of have a crush on you. And he was like, perfect, babe, we're getting married. I love you. Literally instantly. And I was like, I don't think this is healthy, but I don't really know because, again, I have limited experiences when it comes to men. So I'm just going to go with it. But I was clearly uncomfortable because I wasn't calling him babe or baby or anything like that back. He would text me about how happy I made him, how he's so excited to see me, all this stuff, totally trying to love bomb me, I think. Mind you, I'm 15, he's 17. Who knows? Maybe we're not just, like, functioning adults yet. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he was trying to do. So it didn't work. It scared me away. I was like, ew, what the heck is this? I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. And it just made me totally turned off. So I would constantly come up with the reasons why I couldn't see him. He always wanted to hang out. I was like, nope, can't see you. So sorry. My birthday came around. He was like, he made a story post saying, I don't think my girl's even going to invite me to her birthday party. Well, for one, it was my Sweet 16. But for two, it was 2020. So nobody was coming to my Sweet 16. Everybody drove past my house and honked. And that was my birthday surprise, and I'm very grateful because I'm not very good socially. Anyways, I would have had no friends there. All the people that honked at my house were my mom's friends. Anywho, and, like, people I danced with. So that was fun. I appreciate them and love all of them very deeply. Anyways, he did not come, and he was making crazy posts about it. So, yeah, but he thought we were going to get married. So I'm fucking stressed. I am stressed out. I'm like, I don't know what to do. This man wants me so bad, and I wanted him, but now he's scaring me. He's scaring the crap out of me. So eventually, Low Gangster finds out that at the time, I liked Shoreline Mafia. Just a little bit, because, again, they had fallen off at this point. I liked them in 2018. But he finds out that in 2018, I liked Shoreline Mafia. I was like, okay, cool. That's cool. He's like, well, you know what? I know the guys from Shoreline Mafia. And I'm like, oh, really? Do you? interesting. He's like, yeah, actually, I was just on FaceTime with the guys from Shoreline Mafia. Do you want me to tell them that you said hi? And I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, you don't have to do that, because I don't believe him. Why do you know the guys from Shoreline Mafia? I don't believe you at all. And so he's like, okay, well, I won't, but if you ever want to say hi or anything, like, let me know, and I'll tell them that you said hi. I'm like, why don't you just put me in the call? Why don't you just put me in the call, and I'll say hi myself? He doesn't do that. He doesn't like that answer. So I never get to say hi to those guys, because you know what? He doesn't know them, and he's lying. And I don't know why he was lying to me. He also told me, because Low Gangster really wanted to make music, so he told me that he was, like, a really good musician, and that he would write songs for people all the time. And I was like, okay. I didn't believe him, but I was like, cool. And he was like, yeah, I'm, like, really talented. So one time I was like, send me one of your songs. And he's, like, playing the audio off of his computer, and then he's rapping out loud, which is fine. If you don't have a studio set up, I get it. Me neither. And I still hop in the band lab. I'm not talented whatsoever, but I'm still going to do it. But I just had a feeling. I was like, you know, maybe you don't ghostwrite for a lot of people. And I told him, I was like, you ghostwrite for people? Who have you ghostwrited for? And he was like, Drake. I've ghostwrited for Drake. And I don't know who else he said. Somebody else. And I was like, oh. So that's when I started to realize Low Gangster was a little bit of a liar. And slowly but surely, I was like, I need to figure out a way to get out of the situation. And instead of getting out of that situation, I ended up at his house. I think I went there a total of 2 times. The first time I went there, he asked me to be his girlfriend. And I was like, not right now. Not right now, buddy. And then he proceeded to make out with me for about 3 hours. And I texted my mom. I was like, hey, Mom, come get me. Please come get me. I'm ready to go. 30 minutes after she dropped me off. He lived 30 minutes away, mind you. So by the time she got home, I was texting her, telling her to come get me. She didn't see the message. She didn't get there for a while. Actually, she never came. She never came and got me. His mom had to take me home. So I was there for a really long time by myself with this man. It was fine. But we start kissing, making out. Mind you, Low Gangster is like one of my first real kisses. I've had other kisses, but he's one of my first real kisses at this point. And he is sucking my face off. Like, I am not kidding, guys. He is, like, sucking it off to the point, like, my lips are swollen and crooked. I think I have a picture. If I can figure out how to insert the image, I will. But basically, one of my lips was literally swollen on the side. And so when his mom dropped me off at home, it was swollen on the side. And on top of that, he's, like, touching me, finagling me, and I'm really not down with it. And I try to, like, push his hands off. He just kept going. He clearly thought I liked it. Whatever, we're 17. It was a really uncomfortable situation for me. And he's like, do you like this? And I'm like, mm-hmm. He's like trying to, like, you know, touch me and get a piece of whatever. Totally rubbing my thigh. So I finally get the courage to be like, hey, Low Gangster, can you ask your mom to take me home? I need to be home by 9. I didn't need to be home by 9. My mom never cared when I came home, but I needed to get out of there. I was smart, and I knew I needed to get out of there. So his mom drops me off at home, and when she drops me off, I walk in the house, covering my face, covering my lip, because I do not want my mom to see it. This was, like, one of the first times my mom knew about me going to a guy's house, so I really didn't want her to see my lip and be like, did he punch you in the face? No, he was just chewing it off. And after that, I knew, again, like, I needed to get out of the situation more than ever. I dragged things out for about 3 more months because I was 16 and confused and abused. Not abused yet, but just confused. And I eventually cut him off. I dreaded it. I wished I didn't do it immediately, but it allowed me to have the greatest glow up of my life at that point. And I'm still waiting for my second glow up to come because I have looked the same now since 2020. And it's getting boring and outrageous. It's really getting boring and outrageous. So I need to fix that one day. Anyways, me and Low Gangster, we don't really talk much. He moves to Philly. He moves to Philly to pursue his rap career. And I'm like, shit, maybe he was serious. Maybe he actually is a ghostwriter. But it didn't work very well because he ended up coming back. And when he came back, I was also, like, in the state. So we started talking again. I was friends with one of the girls he used to talk to at that point. So I didn't really want to, like, talk to him seriously because, you know, I'm a girl's girl before anything else, and I didn't know how she would feel about it. She didn't really care, and we weren't really talking that serious, but I would hang out with Low Gangster sometimes, And it was just so awkward. I never let him kiss me after that point, because he chewed my face off and I was scared, and everything he would do is weird. And slowly but surely, Low Gangster would get more and more obsessive. Like, it was the weirdest thing. I would let him hang out with me and my friends. I would invite him to all these fun things because he didn't know anybody. So I felt like it was my responsibility to make this man have fun. Because he was a man at this point. I wasn't. So, yeah, he would hang out with my friends, whatever. Mind you, I don't go to my actual high school that I'm supposed to go to, but I'm still allowed to go to all the events. So, homecoming rolls around, and my best friend, Ben, is like, here, I'm going to get you into the homecoming, because he could do that. I think I could actually get myself into the homecoming, but I don't know. I think they were really weird because of COVID had just passed. So, he's like, I'm going to get you into the homecoming. I'm like, great, get me in there. I'm ready. And Low Gangster gets so mad at me. He's like, you're going to homecoming without me? How dare you? How dare you go to homecoming without me? I'm like, what do you mean? How am I going to get you into this homecoming at a school that I don't even go to? Like, I can barely get myself in. And he gets so mad. And that was the beginning of the end. So he really weirded me out after that. Like, he would get so pissed off. And I was like, this guy's freaky. Like, how do you go from calling me, like, babe and baby the day after we decided we're going to start exploring each other to, I don't know, letting me cut you off. And then spin the block on you. And then go back to calling me babe and baby and honey bun and whatever. And now you're mad at me for not letting you come to my homecoming, which isn't even really my homecoming. So then we're still talking kind of for a little while longer, and one day I meet the Satanist, and the same time I met the Satanist was when I was ending my situationship talking stage with Low Gangster. So I don't answer Low Gangster this day because I'm going out to meet the Satanist for the first time. I don't answer Low Gangster for about 3 hours. We didn't text consistently either, so this wasn't that weird. But on my way home, I see a car parked outside of my house, and I'm like, this kind of looks like Low Gangster's car. He just got a car, by the way. I'm like, this kind of looks like Low Gangster's car. But I'm not 100% sure. So I don't say anything. I get home. I'm in the house for all of like 2 minutes. And I get a text from Low Gangster. And he's like, did you just get home? And I'm like, yeah, I did. How did you know? And he's like, I don't know. Anyways, I felt like he was stalking me. And he was kind of a weird freak. So I blocked him. Yeah. Oh, but there was this one time I went camping with my family, and we were supposed to be gone for like 5 days or something like that, and so I was like, Low Gangster, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to have service for 5 days, because there was no service where we were going camping in like Wyoming, so I might not be able to talk to you very much, you know, that makes sense. Anyways, my family decided to come back after 4 days, so we weren't gone the whole 5 days, and I don't tell him because I don't want to talk to him, because I was avoidant at this time in my life, and I didn't want to have to deal with that shit. Sorry, my dog was barking, so I had to go get him, because he doesn't like to be alone, and nobody else is here, so. Somehow, he finds out, I don't know how, because again, he doesn't have my location, I'm not on my Snap, I don't do anything, he texts me. The night I get home and was like, so you weren't going to tell me that you were coming home early? And I was like, bruh. Anyways, by the way, that had already happened. That was in the past. I wasn't even allowed to have a boyfriend at that time, so I couldn't date him or anything like that. Next, we're going to call him Willy Wonka. I want to do a quick disclaimer again. I don't want to make it seem like I'm making fun of people who have drug addictions or suffer from mental illness, because I too am a sufferer, and I'm not judging you. So I've known Willy Wonka since I was in middle school. But we didn't start talking until I was in high school. I thought that Willy Wonka was so funny and so cute. He was on the football team, okay, but he was really small. He was really, really small, probably way too small to be on the football team, but he was on there anyways. He would come to school sometimes, and sometimes he wouldn't come to school at all. And I was like, okay, that means he's probably damaged, which means I wanted that, because I would go for the guys who had some sort of lore at this point in my life, because I was like, that's how I know, like, they're deep and they're a real person, and I need that. That's exactly what I need. I was not a good picker, clearly, until this time around. So I would try to flirt with Willy Wonka in the best way I knew how, which was making fun of him and asking him stupid, random, deep questions. And I did not have him on social media or anything. I only had one class with him, and that was what I was going to do. So I reached out to my best friend at the time, and I was like, hey, I need Willy Wonka Snapchat because I think he has my phone charger. I knew damn well he didn't have my phone charger, but I could not admit to having a crush on Willy Wonka because he was like 4 foot tall. He was tiny. And I was like, I can't do this. He wasn't 4 foot tall. He was probably like 5'5". But I was like, I cannot openly admit to this. I don't know what this man has done to me, but I need his Snapchat so I can start talking to him. So I get his snap, and then we start snapping, you know? And before I know it, we're kind of talking. But not even really, because Willy Wonka would talk to me about his ex-girlfriend instead of about me. Instead of about how much he loved me. And I was like, Willy Wonka, what is going on? Willy Wonka, I don't like this at all. Anywho, he gets really depressed because he was going through this really terrible breakup at the time. And so he's complaining to me about it, and I'm trying to help him through it, but I'm also like, I would never do that to you. Like, oh, I'm so sorry she cheated on you, but I would never do that to you. And he's like, oh, you're right. But it doesn't really work well because one day Willy Wonka posts on his Snapchat story a goodbye. He says he's going to leave the world and goodbye. So I freak out. I see this and I'm like, Willy Wonka, what the heck? So I start texting him. He's not answering. So I call the cops. I call the cops and I'm like, hey guys, Willy Wonka, this guy's name, he's doing this. And I think he's trying to do this now. He's trying to leave the world right now. So I give him the school. They find out his address. They find out everything they need to know. And they arrest him and then send him to a mental hospital for 3 days. So, yeah, I don't know how I came back from that one. Sorry, Willy Wonka, I was saving your life because I cared. And over the 3 days that he was locked up, my birthday passed. I was hoping that maybe he would text me. I didn't understand that he was being locked up for 72 hours because I got him put on a hold. But after the 72 hours passed, which were the longest 72 hours of my life, by the way, I have not experienced anything like that since then, he texted me and he's like, hey, this is what happened. Thank you for doing this. I'm really sorry I stressed you out and scared you. And I'm like, oh my God, like, it's fine, babe. Love you. Marry me now. Marry me now. And anyways, we start talking. It's great, but there's one slight problem. Willy Wonka has a little bit of a problem with the pills, if you know what I mean. He is popping them shits. And it's all fun and games, but again, I'm like 15. So I'm like, I don't really know what any of this means. Why are you doing this? I'm trying to hang out. Let's go to the movies. Like, it's really weird. So one day we decide we're going to go to the movies. We're going to do just that. Of course I pay because I'm 15 and I'm loaded. I just got that birthday money, you know? And I made a joke with him the night before. I'd be like, it was so funny. It would be so funny if you came in with clout goggles to the movies. So what does he do? He shows up to our movie date with clout goggles and duck shorts on. And my grandma drops me off at this movie date, by the way, because my parents refused to let me hang out with the boy. And she sees him wearing clout goggles and duck shorts, and I'm horrified. I'm like, Grandma, why are you looking at this right now? It's so bad. Anyways, I really liked Willy Wonka, regardless of that, but I couldn't get down with it because I was so immature. At the time, I was so immature, young and confused and abused. Not abused yet, but young and confused. And I was like, I can't get down with this. Like, I can't. He's so tiny. And I regretted that for a really long time because Willy Wonka was a great person, and I spun the block on him multiple times, but it was never quite the same. It was never quite the same. And he didn't want my cookies, and I didn't let him get any. Next, last but not least, we're going to talk about the McLaren man. Everybody, if you know me in my recent life, you probably know about the McLaren man. I was down bad, and this doesn't happen often. It hadn't happened. The last time I was down bad was Willy Wonka, kind of. Well, the Satanist, but that was different. That was different because that was manipulative and toxic. But Willy Wonka was just a boy. And the Satanist was just a Satanist. Anyways, so I meet this guy right after I go through my breakup. He comes into my job. I never, ever talk to anybody who ever comes into my job. It's usually a red flag if you come into my job because it's like I know what kind of man you are. Okay, well, my old job because I don't work at that place anymore. So he comes in with this guy, and I'm rude to them at first. I'm like, why are you sitting with me? They're like, oh, is it a problem I'm sitting here? And I'm like, yeah, kind of. But I let them sit there because I need money. They turned out to be really cool people. It's, the McLaren guy, another guy, and another guy who I'm friends with, the other two guys, but not the McLaren guy. They had all just met the McLaren guy, okay? So this is like their first time hanging out and my first time meeting them because they're customers at my restaurant. They invite me to come over to their house after work that day. And I'm like, yeah, no, not happening. I asked my best friend who's on the ship at the time, who I'm also not friends with anymore because she's crazy and a liar and a cheater, but that doesn't matter. I asked her to come with me. She's like, you know what? No, but we can do this a different day. And I'm like, okay, perfect. So I'm like, guys, listen, we can't come over today, but we can come over in 2 days from now, yes or no? And they're like, hell yeah. So 2 days from then, we show up to their house. They're all there. I'm like, this is lit. We meet them, make our presence known, and whatever. During this point, McLaren guy's like, hey, I have a McLaren. I'm like, you're fucking lying. You don't have a McLaren. You're lying. No way. So I ask him, is this true? And if it's true, can I get in it? Can I please get in it right now? And he's like, yeah, it's like parked around the block. And I'm like, no way. You're fucking lying. So me and my old friend, what did I call her? Nina. So me and Nina, my old friend, get in this man's McLaren. And we go for a ride of our life. We're doing donuts, we're spinning. If you know anything about me, you know I love a good donut. Or at least I did at this time. I stopped liking them after I saw all these horrific videos of people dying doing them. But anyways, I don't know if this is incriminating evidence. Allegedly, we were doing donuts, allegedly, and we're having a blast, allegedly. I can't confirm or deny if any of this actually happened, because, again, I don't know if this is incriminating. So, yeah, I'm just going to say, like, maybe we did this, maybe we didn't. It's a blast. I go home. McLaren man gets my number. So at some point, I text him, or he texts me. I don't remember who did it. I think it was me, though. I was like, oh my god, I had so much fun. We should do that again. He was like, yeah, let's do it. So, like, 2 days later, me and my friend spin the block to these random guy's house, and we have a blast, and we're hanging out again, and it's a blast. And then we do it again, and then we do it again, and then we do it again, and it's great. It's fabulous. At some point, McLaren man, I'm like, McLaren man, listen, I want you to teach me how to get rich, because you are doing what I want to do. You're trading stocks. I need to do that. I need to get rich. You think being a baddie is coming easily? It's not. I have bills to pay. Teach me how to get rich. So he's like, okay, just sign up for my class. I don't do that because I'm like, I'm not giving you my money. You're funny. Like, you can tell me right now what to do. I'm not setting up for your class. Anyways, unfortunately, I let McLaren man get a piece of this cookie, and I wish I didn't, because, guys, let me tell you, it was the saddest 5 seconds of my life. I was disappointed and underwhelmed. I didn't even know what was going on at that point, because they couldn't feel nothing. I didn't really know it was going down by the time it was already over. So I'm feeling awkward, because I never did that like that before. No, I felt really bad. I cried. I was sick to my stomach. I was like, I can never do that again. But 2 days later, I ended up doing it again. McLaren man was like, come over. I got an Airbnb. And I'm thinking, like, well, this guy's rich. Of course he got a nice Airbnb. No, he didn't get a nice Airbnb. It was in the ghetto. I pull up. We have a sleepover, but also a blast at the same time. And, yeah, that was the end of that. We were going to take my boat out, my family's boat out. I'm not allowed to drive the boat because I don't have a boating license, but supposedly he did. So he was going to take my family's boat out. We were going to go out together. I was so excited. I came home. I was so excited. And he never texted me after that because I didn't let him get a piece of this cookie again. And really sad for me. I'd never been ghosted like that before. Especially somebody who I let have the cookie, which, by the way, McLaren man was like one of like fucking none. And then my birthday came. And he wished me a happy birthday, but I didn't answer quick enough, I guess, because I, like, went to open it, and then after I realized he wished me a happy birthday, I was unadded and blocked and whatever. I didn't care, because I didn't want him anymore at that point. I was on to new, bigger and brighter things. FYI, Chad, the love of my life. Thanks, Chad. Mwah, marry me. Love you. So, yeah. That's all I have to say, guys. I don't know if you were following along for any of this. It was kind of a mess because I'm not going to lie, I did have a shot or two before this, and I am kind of a lightweight slightly. So if you couldn't follow along with my story, I really apologize, but I did want to share some random dating horrifying stories with you while I could, because I'm trying to get my Monday Scaries episode out on an actual Monday. So if you're seeing this on a Monday, just know I actually did something great with my time for once. And if you're not, I'm really sorry. Anyways, guys, thank you again so much for watching, and thank you for all my new subscribers. I literally appreciate you guys so much. If you want to see more of me, you can follow me on my Instagram at, I think it's Madeline Gonzalez with 2 Z's at the end, or follow my TikTok at Madeline_Emily. I doubt any of you guys want to see more of me, but if you do, I will leave it down below. Also, if any of you guys have ever experienced any horrifying random stories regarding the men in this world, I'm going to leak a Google thing down below where you can submit your crazy stories, and maybe one day I'll read them out loud if I get enough. Again, I only have like 300 subscribers, so I actually don't expect much, but if you want to tell me, it would probably make me feel a lot better, because I feel like sometimes I've just experienced the most random things, and I'm not a good picker. And bye guys, thank you so much for watching. Mwah. See you later.